screen is visible to you, where I have written these functional isomers. So we have already discussed what is functional isomers. There should be a change, or the difference is there in the functional group or the main functional group. So structural isomers which differ in chemical reactions, and to differ in chemical reaction they must differ in the functional group. So if that is the case, such isomers will be called functional isomers. Now as you can see here, the first category, there are several categories. These are not types of functional isomers, you can say, I mean you can take it as type as well, but these are just examples or different categories of functional isomers. So the first one which we see here is actually two different compounds. As you can see, obviously they have different functional group. If you see the first one is phenol, while the second one is an alcohol. Right now, can you tell me, and if you see the formula will be same for both. So for both of them, the formula is, what is the formula? There are 7 carbon in both the structures. Then hydrogen is in the benzene ring is 6, but in the first case, 1 hydrogen from here will be removed, 1 hydrogen from here will be removed, so that makes it 4. And after that there are 4 more hydrogen, that is here and here. So this is H4 plus 4, that is 8. Now check here as well. So there are total 5 in the ring, 5 hydrogen in the ring, and 5 plus 3 in this part, that is H2 and H. So that is also H8. Okay, what else? There is 1 oxygen. So in both the structures there is 1 oxygen. So this is the chemical, the molecular formula, which is same for both the structures, that is C7H8 and O. But you can see that here the functional group is OH in the first one, while in this, I mean OH directly attached to a benzene rings double bond carbon, so that's why it is called phenol. While the second one, OH is attached to CH2 or methyl group, that's why it is called alcohol. Now can you tell me what is the chemical form, the molecular formula in the second structure? Obviously they both are same, but what is that formula?
Cyclobutane.
Molecular formula means something like this. This is molecular formula, C7H8O.
Okay. C4
Yes, it is C4.
Yeah, C4 H8. No, H, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. H8, yeah.
Yeah, if you see the second structure, it is a basic alkene, and alkene formula, alkane formula is CnH2n plus 2. Alkene is 2 hydrogens less from that. That means those alkene which has only 1 double bond. So CnH2n, and the last one is alkyne, that is CnH2n minus 2. So whenever you find such alkenes, alkane, alkene, or alkyne, simple alkane, alkene, alkyne, don't waste your time in counting the hydrogen. You can do it in the beginning, but remember that they will all satisfy these 3 general formulas, right? So this will be C4H8 for both. Here also you can see that there are 2 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens, 2 hydrogen here, and 2 hydrogen here. So both of them is are C4H8, but obviously one of them is a cycloalkane, while the other one is alkene. So their family itself is different. Yes.
So C4 H10, right?
C4H10 will be alkene. Sorry, alkane.
But if it's CnH2n plus 2.
Yeah, in that case it will be say if it is C4, it will be C4H10. 2 into 4 plus 2.
Okay.
But in this case, it will be just H8. And in this case, if it is 4 carbon, hydrogen will be just 6.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So these are the
Yeah.
two groups here, cycloalkane and alkene. And as you can see them, both of them have same. I mean, if the number of carbon will be same, number of hydrogens will also be same, and that's why their molecular formula will also be same. So they'll have same molecular formula but different structures. So that's why they are structural isomers. In structural isomer, they actually created two different families of compounds. So that's why they are functional isomers. Now, if you see this one, can you identify the functional group here, or what is the functional group here? This is a amine, right? So yeah, so this is an amine. So this is 1 degree.
2 degree and 3 degree.
This 2 degree amine, and this one is 3 degree amine. So again, amine is, you can say, same family, but in the amine family also there are 3 groups or 3 categories. So you can see here that this will be, so now there can be confusion here. You may assume it to be positional isomers, because I mean, students get confused that this is nothing but the position of nitrogen is changing, otherwise the group is same, that is amine group. But it is not like that. 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree amine are 3 different functional groups, right? So we'll take it as 3 different functional groups. So this is an example of functional isomerism, not positional isomerism. So keep that in mind. Actually, the example which is below, that belongs to amide. So it it is applicable in both the cases, that these are.
So third case, the molecular formula for each will be different, right?
Check that.
Number of hydrogen is less.
Is less. 3 plus 2
Like
plus.
in first you have NH2, then you have only NH, and then you have N. So
Okay, but we have
one
this CH3 group, right? It was CH2, but now it has CH3. So one hydrogen from nitrogen is removed, but that hydrogen is being added to the CH2 group.
2, 3, yeah.
You are right that from nitrogen we removed one hydrogen. So as you can see here, it is like that. But this group was CH2, but now it is CH3. So whatever hydrogen has been was there with nitrogen, that has now come up with this hydrogen.
Yeah.
I mean, ethyl group.
Yeah.
Right. So all of them are actually, in this case, if we have to find out their molecular formula, it is C4. There are 4 carbon, and 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 9 hydrogen and 1 nitrogen, and it will be the same formula for all the 3. And similarly, we have 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree amide. So the fourth set is actually of this one is 1 degree amide, 2 degree amide and 3 degree amide, right? So all of them are 3 different amides. So again, this is very important. They are functional isomers. They are not positional isomers. So don't confuse here, right? Okay, come to the next one. This is similar to the first one, but the first one was with OH group. This one is with halide group or halogen group. So the first group, or the first one, is actually aryl halide As you can see, halide group is directly attached to the benzene ring, and the second one is the halide group is attached to alkyl group. So that is actually alkyl halide. So like that, we have different functional isomers or possibilities of these different types of functional isomerism, which we will see in the chapters which we'll study this year as well. So when you will study alcohol and phenol, you will see the first example. In the first chapter, that is haloalkanes chapter, you will see the example that belongs to fifth category. And same way, when we'll study nitro compounds, that time we'll see the examples of 3 and 4. Right, now let us solve few more questions to see whether we understood this concept or not, that is of functional isomerism. Okay, so this is one compound, and this is another compound. So what do you think about these two? Are they functional isomers, chain isomers, positional isomers? And I mean, you have to identify that if they are even isomers or not. So try this question. I'll write the next question. Basically, you have to identify the functional group if you think that there are different functional groups. So what are the functional groups in the first question? The two structures. In the first question, there are two structures, one on the left, one on the right. So what is the functional group in the, or what is the family of the first compound?
First one's an alcohol.
This one.
Yeah, not alcohol, sorry. CH3COO. Anhydride. Is it anhydride? No, not
I don't think so. In anhydride, there will be two double bond O, two carbon should be there.
Yeah, no, not anhydride. CH3, C double bond O, CH3.
Okay, is it not C double bond O, single bond O, then a
C.
alkyl group,
Yeah.
and before that an alkyl group? So what are such compounds called?
RCOR. Oh, RCOR. Okay, I forgot the name. Anhydrous.
Esters, right?
Ester. Ether also. Ester.
Okay, what about the
Sorry.
second one? Ether will be what? Ether will be like this. So that is the
Yeah.
first thing which we have done in our, that is
Second
identity.
one is a ketone and an ether.
Yes. So this part is ketone and this part is ether. So that's why there are functional isomers, right?
Yeah.
And you can say that the position of O has changed, but as I said earlier, first priority or preference will be given to functional, then the others, right? So it is functional first, then what is the next position or
Same
chain?
thing, functional.
Yeah, functional is first. After that, position or chain?
Second one?
I said first priority is for functional, right?
Yeah.
After that, second priority is given to positional or chain.
Position.
Position.
Yes. Right. So whenever
Then
you have both position and chain, you will give more preference to position and then to chain. Okay. So in the second question, first and second part,
it's again a functional isomer.
both are functional. What is this group?
And in amine.
This is amine. Okay. The second one.
First one is primary amine, second one is the secondary amine.
Okay. Is the chain length same?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is little bit confusing for few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. So the chain may look longer in the second one, but here is the problem. Problem is this nitrogen. This is not carbon. So the carbon chain length is still 5. So these two are also functional isomers. Right. So that was about functional and that was about functional, positional and chain isomers. Now let's move to the fourth type, which is called metamerism. Now this metamers, you will learn this in the classes which we'll do later in the organic chemistry, but let us have basic idea about what the core idea of the metamerism, what exactly is this. So it is a special case of structural isomers, and this is due to any change in carbon. This is due to change in carbon along polyvalent atoms. So I'll explain what does that mean along polyvalent atoms. Polyvalent atom means monovalent means whose valency is 1, di means whose valency is 2, same way poly means whose valency is more than 1. So such elements or atoms in organic chemistry are only these: nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur, right? So in all metamers, the functional groups are same. So there won't be any difference in functional group, otherwise it will become functional isomer. So they'll show same chemical reaction, right? But you can say that their valency will be always and the because their valencies are they are polyvalent, so their chemical reaction will be same, but there will be difference somewhere. So we'll see where is the difference. So in order to understand this in terms of structure, so there will be a carbon followed by, or carbon connected to either nitrogen or oxygen or sulfur, right? And then that one of them, whatever is here, nitrogen, oxygen or sulfur, that will be connected again to carbon. If we find such thing, then we say that this is a metamer, right? Now, among the compounds which we are going to study, we will have only nitrogen and oxygen. So in our syllabus, if such structure is there, right, that is only nitrogen or oxygen. So what is this compound? The first compound is amine, and that too which type of amine? It may be a 2-degree or 3-degree amine. There cannot be 1-degree amine. So that you have to understand, because for 1-degree amine, this carbon has to be H, and here also there has to be H. And if that is the case, it is a primary amine, and the carbon, nitrogen and carbon which we have seen here, right, that this should be our main structure. So this is what we will miss there, right? So that's why we say that this structure is the main thing which we should keep in mind, right? There should be carbon, or between two carbon there can be a nitrogen, oxygen or sulfur. So if it is 1-degree amine, there is no 2 carbon, there is carbon, hydrogen, and in between them there can be a nitrogen. So 1-degree amine is not a candidate for this. And obviously the second example which we see here, COC, that makes it what? That makes it ether. So in our course, this is the place where we will study metamers or metamerism. That is in the amine chapter, that is nitro compounds, and in the ether chapter, that is, I think, the first chapter itself. Alcohol's derivative is ether. Right. So let's see examples of this. Suppose we have CH3, CH2, CH2O, CH3. Right. Now this cause position can change. What all position it can take? It can be like this, or it can be CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. So the functional group is same, and only the position of the functional group has changed, right? So this is, but the functional group is there. There is change in the position of functional group, but before that we also see that it actually satisfies this particular situation, that is, it has a COC, and due to that it becomes a metamer and not a positional isomer. That means what? Positional isomers preference, or you can say its priority, is lower than even metamerism, right? So this is one example of this. There can be other structures as well. What all other structures are possible of the same molecular formula? You may have this CH3, then CHO, and this CH will combine with a CH3 or connected with CH3, and here you will have a CH3. So all these three, that is compound 1, 2 and 3, they all are having same molecular formula. They all are having same molecular formula. And what is that molecular formula? C4H10O. You can verify that, but they have different structures. And so when we see that their structures are different, then we come to conclusion that they are structural isomers. Then we see which type of structural isomer. Is it position, chain, functional, or the new type which we have studied, that is metamerism. So we start from functional. Are they functional isomers? No, all of them are ether. Okay, then go back to the next, that is metamerism. That means what? Metamerism has higher precedence or higher priority than others. So metamerism, for metamerism, what is the condition? COS or CNS, or sorry, COC or CNC or CSC. So is it there? Yes. It is there in all the three? Yes. So that means all these three are metamers. Right? They are not positional isomers. Right. So that is about the metamers. So functional group, if the functional group is same, then these metamers will give same chemical reaction. As you can see in this case, all are ether. So because all are ether, they will give you the same chemical, same reaction. But when the functional group also changes, that is when there is heterofunctional group or two different compounds with two different functional groups but having N and O and S between 2C, in that case they'll always have different, will have same chemical reaction as well. Now let us move to the next topic, that is, so and before that, whatever we have studied till now is that chain. In chain isomers, the main chain or the side chain will differ in position of the functional group or the multiple bond or the substituents will be different. Then coming to the functional isomers, we have already seen that the functional group will be different. In metamers, there will be hetero elements, that is C, N and C. Whenever two compound given and we have to find the relation between them, our first preference will be always to see whether they are even isomers or not. There is high possibility that they are not even isomers. They are two different compounds, two different molecular formula. So if molecular formula itself is different, then there is no point in finding whether they are isomers or not. They may be homolog, so you can find whether they are homolog or not. Homolog means they will be differing by a multiple of CH2. Like methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, and propyl alcohol. They are not isomers, but they are related. The difference between them is only multiples of CH2, methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, alcohol. So all these four are actually, all these four actually form a series called homologous series. Once we are done with homologous, that is, we are done analyzing given compounds or structures for being homologs or not, then we go for the second step, that is, we find whether it is isomers or not. And there our first preference should be to find whether they are structural isomers or not. In structures, our first preference should be this preference. I'll write once again. I think in the beginning, I think there is, we have done it earlier, but I think that is wrong. Among chain and positional, we have done some mistake there. So the first priority is always functional. Then the second priority among whatever we have studied till now will be given to metamers. And once that is established, then we will go for chain isomers. We'll find whether there is difference in chain or not. If there is no difference in chain, then we find whether there is a positional isomer or not. So positional has the least priority. Right? This is the order of preference of deciding whether it is or which type of isomer a particular or given compounds are. There will be only one relation between two compounds, right? It cannot be like one compound is both functional as well as chain isomer, or a homologue as well as one of the isomers. Yes, what is the doubt?
So there's one more thing, right? Tautomerism.
Yeah,
Is it same as
we'll come to that. That is actually a different topic. That is fifth type of isomers. We'll come to that as well.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So for a given molecular formula, if it is given, there are multiple compounds possible, multiple relations also possible due to multiple combinations. So that was about these four type of isomerisms, structural isomerism. Then in the next isomerism is tautomerism, which we'll discuss in the next session. And I'll start the next session after 2 or 3 minutes. That is, so this is 5:46 right now. So I'll start at 5:50. Okay, so join that session. That will be in 4 minutes from now.